Number 4, follow best practices. Now, how do you know what best practices are? First of all, you can go to the vendors, whichever vendor you're beholden to, whichever one you're installing or testing or using, and they have best practice guides. Now, some of the best practice guides don't always match each other, but if you try to meet what your vendor says to do, it helps a lot. You could also learn from industry leaders, from other people who are presenting at this conference, people who present at the WLPC conference, other vendor conferences. There's lots of presentations you can get. We have tons of videos on the WLAN Pros website. Now, in our industry, we have a term, bad fi. I don't know if I like the term, but do your own testing. Just because someone said, well, the best practice is never hang an AP on the wall like a clock. I've said it myself. I think it is a best practice to never hang an AP on the wall like a clock. Have I broken my own rule? Sure. There are times when you need to break the rule for certain reasons. So don't be afraid to break best practice rules. In fact, I encourage you to break best practice rules as long as you know why you're breaking it. Just because you saw somebody post it on the internet and there's a cool, oh, look, you can do this with an AP. Yeah, Wi-Fi is so extremely resilient that even when you do it wrong, it still works. So just because it's working doesn't mean it was the best practice to do. Use your best judgment and adapt. Use the best practice until you can show that there's a reason you changed the rule. You put an AP on the ceiling rather than on the wall, not just because it was a best practice, but because you tested it. You chose to not put APs in hallways, not because Keith told you so, but because you can see that there's an actual benefit to doing it. Best practices are just that, they're recommendations. If you follow them, usually, most of the time, you'll have a much more efficient Wi-Fi.